Galaxy. Fogs, what are you looking forward to seeing today from these two teams with the heroes that we have presented? Are you a little surprised they switched the call away from the 9 mid, or do you think it makes sense to have 9 on the Pango instead this time?
As Lacoste said, looks like a really good Pango game. Only things he has to worry about is the Oracle Q and Diabolic Edict. Edict is one other thing that can be a bit frustrating early game. We see both teams smoking up, and the one here that I'm actually looking at, it's not very exciting to say, but I think this was an insanely good Razor pick. Like, just for the lane and for the overall element of the game. Like, you're playing versus Gyrocopter, which Razor's been banned almost every time you see the Gyro first dude for the reason that you just stick on him, drain his damage. When you get BKB, he can't really fight you as well in that 1v1. And then versus Tidehunter in lane, right? It looks like it makes perfect sense as to why Tundra went for it. And now we do have Nigma going for double saving supports too, which is something we haven't seen too many teams go for. Sure, when there's like an Abaddon and your versus like Bane and Mirana and stuff like that, you can see why you could, you know, push to go for double save. But yeah, I'm going to be watching what Kuroky's going to be able to do as this Oracle.
No, absolutely, yeah. It's an interesting dynamic that Nigma Galaxy has gone for. One thing for sure, though, they do have, you know, two great cores to keep alive, right? This Gyro and this Lesh. You know, if you can keep these sort of core heroes alive in the team fight, they're just going to be pumping out damage, especially towards the later portions of the game, if you can get there. Yeah,
we saw before the Bloodstone was reworked. This was actually last year when it was Team Liquid, when they had Insania plus Sumail. They were doing like the Lesh Oracle so often because of how much you could stack that, the spell lifesteal plus with the false promise from the Oracle. So there is possibility for that now that the Bloodstone exists as well too, where he could just become this absolute monster on Miracle. And he is in a pretty good lane matchup, right? Is that Lesh versus Pango instead of being versus Lesh versus Coddle. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see how these lanes play out, because it is also, the Oracle has to play in the off lane because the IO is playing in the bottom lane with ILTW.
Yeah. But yeah, the top lane, that's the one that's going to, it could be the roughest, right?
Yes, I feel like my control
might be completely free for Skeeter.
Absolutely. I feel like my control is just going to get super shut down as well in a 2 versus a Razor. So we'll see how they end up playing the lane. Bottom, we'll see Soxa start pulling wave, but GH is doing a good job of body blocking him and keeping the creeps on him the whole time too. And he also gets the hard cramp spawn, so he's able to pull it into it. All right. Well played by GH.
See 33 come over, has hit the level 2 himself. The blast coming in, but GH keep it a distance, get a denying as well.
Mid lane, I feel like Miracle's gonna have a really good time. That's the only thing that I am like, it's a really good Pango game, but moving that Coddle away from the lane, it just gives this Lesh a full free start in the game. And yeah, I've seen a lot of these Leshes really take over, mostly in NA. I know CCNC is like the big one who's still been playing it like every single game it's available. But this hero, it packs a punch. Like, sure, once BKBs come out, you're addressed in a way, but you still get to see a lot of that damage.
Bottom lane.
Bottom.
They're going to run down 33 with a burst stroke already used. He's falling low. He's down to get taken out. Nigma Galaxy with the first blood, bottom lane.
And they know they can't lane this. Look at the way Sox is playing. So right now, all 3 lanes actually going in favor of Nigma Galaxy. Even that top lane, which I thought was going to be quite a bit more difficult. Only early days,
but this is going to feel pretty good that they're getting the same amount out of it, you know, in that Tide versus Razor matchup on the first couple of waves.
Yeah,
for sure. This is good signs here for Nigma Galaxy.
They've had to expend a lot of mana. I think Kuroky used his entire mana pool so far, but he's got the mangoes and all that to be able to back up mind control. All right, what a start.
Again, GH just being rather annoying here for Soxa. 33. This time they will be able to pull the wave round. Creep camp cleared out.
I feel like ILTW hasn't even missed a CS either. He's 15-3. He's got a whole creep wave under him too. I feel like he's actually missed like 1 creep in the whole lane.
Like they're really smashing these lanes. In particular, yeah, the bottom and the mid. I mean, mid's kind of expected. Yeah, Lesh versus Pango, but you know, Miracle definitely pushing that matchup to its maximum strength.
At 19-2 to 9-1, yeah, he's crushing it. And the Sox is still just trying to chain pull bottom, and GH just keep chasing him. ILTW, he's just safely farming under tower.
I mean, mid-9 nearly dying there. Has to back right off. Yeah. Miracle's able to force him away from the wave. Top lane. Let's try and run down Snaking, but with the link coming in, mind control can't continue to chase. He'll back away.
Courier killed down bottom.
Precious button.
I mean, they really have to be careful on that bottom lane. You know, with the levels starting to come in, you know, 2 points now in the barrage and buffed up by the IO. You know, Nigma Galaxy have a lot of kill potential down there.
Yeah, and usually like this Coddle is really good at pressuring most of these lanes because of how much overwhelming damage you deal, but IO loves playing into these kind of lanes. He's just like, okay, I can just out-sustain you with my headdress tethered to my ally.
Yep.
They have crazy amount of regen. Yeah, he's literally missing like no last hits on this gyrocopter.
Yeah.
So those two lanes are really crushing it. And then top, it's starting to go toward that Razor favor as expected, but...
Because do you imagine as well with Nigma Galaxy having these two sort of, you know, saving supports that offer so much sustain? It is one of the reasons. Oh, actually, top lane
might die.
Under attack.
Standing his ground, feeling confident that they have the burst for Skeeter, but it's not going to be the case. Mind Control will die here.
Snake's got to sleep as well. Might get the second one.
Here we go. Tundra able to pick up some action back their way now with these kills top, as indeed. Now make sure both go the way of Skeeter. Grabs the double kill.
They need this lane to kind of start crushing things because of how those other
It should,
lanes
right?
are going.
Because if this Razor versus Tide,
Yep.
I think up until now, Mind Control was getting away with quite a lot. But yeah, those kills definitely show that Tundra, that these heroes do have that strength. 33 is getting very low. They've got the detection down. Missiles in. One more Burrow Strike and the blast, but it's not enough damage to kill ILTW, as he's going to be fine. Again, getting another kill on top of the pretty much complete free farm that ILTW is able to find down here.
And GH has a salve already.
Top lane, they come straight back in. They get the kill on Skeeter. So
Action-packed.
Absolutely. Now, just after Tundra's been able to clean up the double kill, Nigma Galaxy returns to the lane and take down the carry. Skeeter's gone.
Yeah, LTW tipping GH. Instantly had the salve. He's also bought a secondary ring of regen with that headdress, so... yeah, this bottom lane, it's going to be a problem. This gyrocopter is going to have absolute free farm.
It's going to be
that
massive.
defusal, first item too. That's going to be tough for Tundra to deal with how farmed he really is. And I think they're going to start doing some stacks, I'd imagine. The Coddle and the Sand King. It's because of how this lane... it just naturally is going to progress into that. It tends to happen with Sand Kings anyway, where your lane is a bit weak early on.
Oh, no, definitely going to be a bit of a concern dealing with the Gyro in the fight, because he just, for a Gyro that gets a good start in the jungle. So Kuro got another round to take down Snaking. No, won't quite have enough damage. Snaking should be fine. But yeah, this Gyro gets off to a good start. Having the two supports that he has, having a Tide as well that's going to give him that sort of AoE to fight around. Like, they can build the battlefield for a Gyro to really pop off.
Yeah, if he's able to get his BKB early, he still has to worry a little bit about Link always inside the game. That's the one big element that's going to be really obnoxious for him, but having a good start means he's going to be able to just stick on these supports, run them down super easy, and then worry about the Razor afterwards. Yeah, excellent start. 1k gold lead. Two lanes going really well for the side of Nigma Galaxy. And I feel like they're still... top went fine. I feel like it didn't even go that bad. I feel like it could have been quite a bit worse for Mind Control also, so...
Yeah, there's pretty much that one scenario where they both died, but other than that, he's been getting farm out lane and was able to find a chance to take Skeeter down. Yeah,
and Kuroki is now getting time to get some stacks going. If it's either for the Tide Hunter, for the Lash, or the Gyrocopter, it's still going to be really beneficial. We see Saksa doing the same on the other side, getting these Ancient stacks ready for what's likely to be, I think, 33. And we've been seeing a lot of these Sand Kings taking Ancients. And we do see Nigma Galaxy, they did block with a sentry ward there, so the hard camp is not available. They also would get a ward too, but they didn't see those placed afterward. One of the first times I feel like Tundra in these first 7 minutes in laning phase is behind in quite a long time. Usually they're the ones ahead.
Absolutely, we've seen Tundra sort of back-to-back just pop off from the very early minutes, but this game, Nigma's approach and lane setup and play, it's definitely keeping Tundra under control here in the laning stage.
And we're still gonna see what happens with the first rotation, especially from 9. Like, where's he gonna look to hit? He's gonna look to shut down this Gyro. Will he wait till Sand King 6 with Epicenter? Or will he just look to kill the Tide? It all depends on which opportunity he sees. Would probably like to hit the Gyrocopter bottom, but they might have to wait till even a blink on Sand King to make that kind of move.
Yeah, because you've got to be certain that you jump in and you blow him up. Otherwise, TPs are going to be coming in. Suddenly, there's a Tide ready to turn things around with Ravage, and an IO and an Oracle just pumping the Gyro back up to full HP.
Oh, and Toxa did not actually de-ward the hard camp that's blocked on the Sand King side. He did not go for it. He has a sentry still. They need to get rid of that ward. They need to keep this farming going for themselves. He just placed it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he just placed it afterwards. He was trying to soak the bottom experience, but the second he goes bottom, he gets a missile on him and he gets zoned away. fully maxed barrage too. Like this is going to be one extremely active gyrocopter.
Yep.
We've seen like even when Skeeter plays it with the IO a lot of the times, only gets the 2 points in barrage and then defaults back to flak. Like this just tells me even more battling. Like they just want to run into the side of Tundra as early as possible.
Yeah, we see that move there to the triangle. Definitely could have gone a lot worse there for Tundra, but fortunately for 33, he'd already dealt with the stack.
Another ward to block though, right? The ward to block the Ancients, and they kill off the sentry that was there to kill off the early one, so they double blocked both camps.
Yeah.
Pretty huge efficiency that's going to come out from 33. It's going to stall his blink a lot, but he's making the move top instead.
Alright, see what they can do here. We'll start with the link onto Mind Control. That's got a Ravage and a TP if he wants to get out, but may just accept his fate here and save the Ravage for a bigger move. There's indeed nothing he can do against the three of them. Control gets taken down. Same time, Nigma Galaxy getting an aggressive bottom. IOTW going straight for Saxa, but the TPs are coming in, and he's pretty deep here. The Skeeter moves across. He's going to be ready to help punish IOTW for rather an aggressive dive in there onto Saxa. So not only taking Mind Control out top, but quick reactions to make sure the Nigma Galaxy, you know, a team that seemed to feel that they could get away with that dive because of the rotation top, get punished twice.
No hesitation though. Look at mid. The glyph is already popped. Edict's back available. Miracle trying to take advantage of the rotation from 9. Even Mind Control coming in.
See, there we go. Ravage onto 9. Straight away, they'll be able to take out the Pango.
That's a great move.
Yeah, so side lanes, Nigma Galaxy getting punished a little bit, but indeed, immediate hit in the mid lane.
And just addressing the thing bottom too that was really cool is how much you can see that 9 focused a lot. I'm going for gyro. A lot of times I feel like these Pangos, he would have been like, oh, I see an IO too. He might like roll to try to go for him. No, he had his eyes set on shutting down and slowing down ILTW a little bit. But yeah, big move, I feel like, from Mind Control, just going to the mid lane, even though it maybe didn't look that needed right away. He knew that the rotation was going to come from Tundra to try to protect it.
So they can get the setup onto Kuroki snaking.
Let's get to sleep.
Push the tower and...
There's a lot of back.
Yeah, I mean, Skeeter knows, you can feel it, doesn't want to commit. Doesn't want to try anything here.
I like that Snay is actually, just to comment on skill build, he's got 2 points in Brain Sap, 2 points in Nightmare, now he's starting to go back for Enfeeble. It is an incredible Enfeeble game. Sure, it's dispellable, so will be annoying versus the Oracle, but putting it on the Gyrocopter, putting it on the IO will be really beneficial if he's able to keep it up.
This is the Blink Dagger reveal from 33. They've got
pretty early.
It's going to be dispelled this. They've got eyes on him. They know the intentions of Tundra now. So Nigma Galaxy can play it safe. Diffusal Blade's now complete for RTW. Mind Control with the space that he's getting. He's trying to finish off this top tier 1 tower.
It's huge if he gets this one as well. That's, I mean, big moves from Mind Control, even though he died.
Miracle nearly takes out 9. 9 has to put the Rolling Thunder to survive it. He's going to try and get the wraparound and maybe come back in across over towards Miracle. Teep's coming in, but Miracle's in with the Jukes. And with a quick bounce, he's back to safety. Bottom lane. I mean, Skeeter, with all that focus elsewhere, sort of left on the raindrop. He's actually going to live one between the raindrops and the healing up with the Purifying Flames.
Oh, I think
they couldn't quite burst him low.
Yeah, and now he gets some healing kicking in from Kuroki. That was very fortunate for Skeeter.
He looked dead for sure, yeah. Skeeter's able to walk it off.
But look at this. He goes to his triangle, expecting some farm there. It's still double blocked, Owen. It's been blocked the whole time. The full duration Sentry Ward.
I mean, that hurts. Yeah, Tundra's got to get their triangle back.
Yeah. And during that, Mind Control, as this Tidehunter, who was in a very tough lane in top, he's able to help mid with the Ravage, even though he died top, and then go top and take a tower as well, too. That's huge. Huge moves for Nigma. And 33 still unable to find anything with this Blink Dagger. We'll go for Mind Control top.
Now look at the Epi. It's going to be a lot of damage with a good bounce back of Saxa. Knocks Mind Control back on top of 33 to get the kill. Relocates come in. Saxa's already on the retreat. 9 will show, but he's got Rolling Thunder back up in a couple of seconds, so unless they can burn enough mana, which they're trying to here, RTW, but 9, he's got enough to still roll and doesn't even need to, as Nigma Galaxy won't continue to stay up there, or at least leave the gyro. They'll take themselves back down bottom, the two of them.
Very close early game. 5-5, less than 1K. Got the Diffusal Blade now also finished on 9. We see the Hood finished up.
Yeah, do you like this on Miracle, just sort of getting the early bit of tank with the Hood rush?
Yeah, definitely. He's also got potential to upgrade it eventually too if he wants to go for Eternal Shroud.
Yes.
And he's versus tanking, so it's versus a lot of magic damage. It's always going to be pretty decent of a pickup, especially if he wants to go for that upgrade too, since he has Oracle, getting that big benefit from Spell Life Steal.
How's their... Okay, they have
They finally got their triangle.
The D wards, they are going to start getting their ancients back in the game. So
that's painful though. I feel like it did. Like you see that 1K difference. It might be like even in gold if they did have that. So good preparation from Nigma Galaxy to stop that.
Smoke time from Tundra. They've got the Rolling Thunder back up. See what they can do with this. No epicenter, but 33 playing to himself on the top lane. It's just going to be Tundra looking to make a move around the Rolling Thunder and the Fiend script.
GH almost has a mech too, by the way. So that's another thing that could trip up a bit of Tundra's damage. He's getting relatively close to it, 500 off.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Big Gen Rune
attack.
top. Miracle would have loved that. And Nine's able to grab it and he show his defusal. So did reveal that as well, that he's gone for that build. I think it's very likely that they knew already anyway, since it's such a common build now. And Mind Control in particular, he's the biggest one who has to watch out for Nine. Because he's the one with that low mana pool. Well, relatively low mana pool in comparison. A couple hits from the Swash. Probably won't be able to get Ravage off in some of these fights.
Yeah, at the least he'll have to be careful if he wants to go for the full combo of the Matisse.
He does have Arcane Ring. That helps a little bit, but...
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So big timing for Tundra. I really think it's just like once Razor has BKB, that's when I feel like they'll emphasize a bit more on pushing towers. On side of Nigma, honestly, it might be the same thing, just a BKB timing for the Gyrocopter. I think they're ready to fight around their Lesh at any moment. They just do lack a way of initiating fights on Nigma Galaxy. Well, on the side of Tundra, I feel like right now, they can still make some of these plays before Skeeter has BKB, but around towers, they want Skeeter's BKB.
Let's see who they can get a catch on here.
They got 3 of them. Almost have the Vessel done on Soxa too, so way to counteract a lot of that healing too, even though it's into a Dispel of Oracle. Can be very effective if you place it toward the end of the False Promise to counteract all that healing. And yeah, he's got it done. So a couple item timings definitely going to come into play for Tundra if they'd look for an engagement.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But everyone content with farming at the moment. Snaking under vision in the mid lane. He's getting relocated on. Oh,
Radiant's
tumblers.
bottom tower is under attack.
They'll still be able to bounce in and catch him.
Revealed their ward though. When they go for that type of relocate, yeah, Snaking pings it immediately. He's gonna know. And where's the relocate coming from? They're set up for it.
They are. 33's got the epicenter ready to go. They jump straight in onto them. They're both gone. Heavily punished there, Nigma Galaxy, for the move that they tried to make back over to their side of the map. As indeed, coming from an area that Tundra had control of, Tundra were more than ready to set up for their return.
Those are costly deaths. You get a 5-position Bane, and you lose your carry plus your pretty farmed IO as well.
Yeah, I guess it was a risk in its own decision to take RTW back over there.
Yeah, and look at 33. He's stealing the Ancient stack. Cheeky little play, and we'll be able to get out with it.
Dire's
evening the game a bit there.
is under attack.
And is this the blink done for my control? Okay, so now Nigma Galaxy, they can likely make their own moves. Now they have a real form of initiating a team fight. But a lot easier for Tundra to set up these little pickoffs on the side. And they have BKB on the Razor. So this is where I was mentioning, like, hitting towers becomes a lot easier with this. They're going to start pushing down bottom. But Skeeter's still not making his way there just yet. Slight miss.
The next day.
And now LTW is probably saying like, hey, I don't want to go into another fight without BKB either. I don't want to get epied.
He's very close.
Controlled. He's very close. He's still very farmed. Also found himself Pupil's Gift at that 17 minutes, so that extra strength, extra stats, always super good on most of these Agi cores. 1800 HP Gyro. Does make a big difference. Well, on the other side, I don't think they found any tier 2 items really. They found the Nether Shawl on the side of Tundra right now, but nothing else for their cores. And they are bringing that Razor down here to finish off that tower.
I mean, my control is set up in the trees. You know, a Blink Ravage into TPs may come in. They're smoking up. But yeah, immediately Skeeter's searching behind. They'll get the tower. Mind Control could still let's try and, you know, they can try and pincer them together here because Nigma Galaxy want to fight this.
DD and ILTW as well.
Right, trying to slow them down. Or get the Rolling Thunder going. Straight away goes towards RTW, but RTW pops the BKB, stands its ground, but indeed Skeeter putting up a lot of damage. Relocate to the side to break the link for now, but already 79 damage was stolen.
Clean disengage. they didn't have to commit anything big at all. While on the side of Tundra, they did. I mean, they did have to use BKB on the gyro, but Tundra used BKB, they used Rolling Thunder.
Radiant's top tower is under
Great relocate.
attack.
And he's got the mech finished up now on GH2. He went back and picked it up during that reload. Very close early game.
Well, I mean,
Ooh.
looking at Roshan, I mean,
There is a Rolling Thunder cooldown.
there is still Epicenter though. So that I think Tundra could still put together a team fight. And BKB is on cooldown for what, 20 seconds.
It's a heads-up move, though. It might just not be known.
I guess, yeah, Tundra's not looking to check this out, or at least don't seem to be showing any signs of heading over here.
I don't believe that ward saw them sneaking in there either.
No,
I think
I
the only
don't think it
catch
is.
is just the outside of it, so...
I think it's just, yeah, they don't quite expect this to happen.
No, this is a heads-up move. Really well played.
Yeah, free Roche for Nigma Galaxy here.
And just in case of anything, mind control, he's not needed because it's snuck, but he shows up just in case of a fight kicking off.
Oh, yeah, that was a very clean Roshan.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
And one that, yeah, Tundra, I don't think they thought about for one moment there.
No, they didn't. I mean, they never even stopped farming any of these side lanes,
No.
just continued to farm everywhere, so... Probably feeling that they couldn't fight if they even knew because the Rolling Thunder was on cooldown, snaking.
Radiant's top tower
We'll be able
is
to
under
TP away.
attack.
33. Also not going to take any chances as he watches over towards the mid lane.
Radiant's
Immediately
middle
though,
tower
as the creep wave comes forward, Mind Control is going to TP in. Start to hold up the defense of the tower. They're going to try and kill him. Coming in with the Rolling Thunder in the epicenter. It's a lot of burst. He's never get the Ravage up, but he'll still go down over the side. Miracle's ready to follow up the Ravage stun with the backliners. Now they can look to move over for 9 and Skeeter as 9 caught by the missile. He'll swashbuckle to the side. He's healing up a little bit from the purifying flames, and he's going to be able to get the blink off in time. Blinks up to the high ground, TP's away. He'll survive. But as we saw there, with the sort of the dying breath of Mind Control, he was able to set up for his team to come in, pick up 2 kills themselves on the defensive.
So fast the way that they rotated, right? Nigma Galaxy was no hesitation, made that move to mid to try to help out Mind Control. That was big.
Radiant are scanning.
And Miracle is huge, right? He's, after that mid lane, how successful it's gone for him. 3-0-1, 186 last hits on this Lesh.
Skeeter going to try poking at RTW. But of course, with the Diffusal Blaze slow, RTW is able to make sure that he can break that distance between him and the Razor. Get back in for a bit of damage.
Dire's middle tower is under
I mean, the
attack.
amount that these two pump out, right? Lesh and Gyro might be 2 of the highest damage cores, it feels like, besides Death Prophet, because that hero's broken, but they are having an excellent start to be able to fight versus everything that Tundra's bringing to them. Tundra, they're still getting the item timings, but you can feel that Nigma's not giving this one up easy at all.
No,
It's gonna be some big clashes that are gonna come out with all these BKBs and cooldown alliances.
No, it definitely feels that for Nigma Galaxy, they've got through a portion of the game that could have gone on a whole lot worse when they run a draft like this. You know, when you have like an Iron and Oracle, maybe you lack moves that you can make, but that's not been a problem for Nigma Galaxy at all this game. As they're matching the kills dead on 8 for 8. About to add another one to it as they chase down Snaking. While on the top lane, quick blink back from Mind Control. Just want to mess around with the 33 Sand King and the Saxo Keeper of the Light.
Yeah, they're not really, like, they're not looking for plays with like the Oracle to gank, right? They're playing as a unit, and that's why it's ended up working out so nicely so far. Mind Control, Ravage still CD.
They've got the Rolling Thunder. Good angle here from 9. He's able to catch on to the 2 of them. Kuro will be able to give some protection towards Mind Control, and backup's coming in. Again, there's the move. BKB from RTW. Chases out the easy kill first. Gets Saxa. 9 Thunder comes to an end. Jump pause there with the Gush. 9's also going to fall. Again, Nigma Galaxy reacting to the moves of Tundra. Bottom half of the map, they will of course lose GH.
I like the item choice if he does commit for it on Miracle right now. He has the Blink queued up. I think it's a really cool item, especially when you have Oracle on your team. You can always blink during False Promise because you're not taking damage. And from what I've seen, he's really trying to just stick on this Pango with Edict. So if he has that, plus a Blink Dagger plus Edict, he's gonna be able to stick on 9 and make it quite difficult for him to teamfight. Like 9's even queuing up a BKB on Pango.
Yeah, that's, you know, we've seen that before on some Pangos. It's very much, you know, when you're like, there's just no other option. Because you always want to look for another option than having to buy a BKB on a hero that, of course, already has that built-in magic immunity. But sometimes you need that instant ability to pop it, get your other abilities off without looking to rev up the Rolling Thunder in position or relying on the shard to stay in one place.
Miracle's level 18 already, so level 3 Post Nova, one of the highest damage abilities in the game. And he also has great items, like we mentioned. He's got the Kai Assange, even Essence Ring too. Unbelievably tanky on this Leshrac. But Tundra still 1,000 gold ahead, though. They're being really efficient around the map.
It's very close to the numbers. It just feels that Tundra's draft, like this draft that we've seen from Tundra, very similar to the other games that we've had from them before. And normally they're kind of crushing with it.
Yeah.
This game, they're being kept in check by Nigma Galaxy.
Snaking. Again, he's going to get picked off this time. Nice. Skeeter has a BKB and a refresher. That's what I mean. It's like, it's still a very close game. It's going to be all dependent up to who gets these big initiations, who forces what.
Yeah, I think a lot of
be a good one.
pressure for Tundra to make moves soon, though. Yeah, once they have like the BKB refresher, because at the end of the day, if RTW is able to get like the next big item online, it will get to this point where this gyro is going to be very, very hard to kill.
Trying to go as the Aegis gets reclaimed, but a great BKB. ILTW protects himself. But yeah, it's like once he gets, like he already has Ags, so his farm is going to start ramping up that much faster than it already has. Then he's going to get like Satanic and like Daedalus, and then at that point it's, what's Razor supposed to do? He's itemizing nicely, like we said, the BKB refresher.
Yeah, they've got to go. We want to see Tundra speed this up.
Yeah, and BKB is on cooldown, so this is a
Aegis
hunt
gone.
gyrocopter.
This is the big hit here with the BKB refresh on Skeeter. This is the power spike. They've got to get a team fight under their belt with. There's the jump. Is there going to be any saving time for RTW? Immediately there's the move. They try and get him out of there, but they're not going to be able to do so. GH gets caught by the Nightmare and relocate. I was still on cooldown. He didn't have it. So good move there for Tundra. They'll try and keep it going for more. Miracle's able to blink out in time. They've got any sort of catch, not quite. Miracle straight down the lane. He's back.
Oh, that was so close to him getting caught as well. Just a bit too speedy, but such quick movements, right? One BKB usage gets slipped up.
BKB's gone. Yeah, relocate was cooldown. Aegis was gone. Yeah, Tundra, they're not going to leave that opportunity. They'll take it every time.
And Skeeter, he'll never care about popping BKB as this Razor, because he has Refresher. It's already going to go down to 6 seconds, super quick and early. Yeah, great grab from them. And the rest of Nigma Galaxy not prepared. My control just was continuing to farm a little bit in the jungle, and even if he was there, it's not like he can contribute anything versus these BKB cores. My control,
they're going to get the setup. They're in. They cancel the TP. And with the link, they'll have the damage. This is starting to...
They're picking it up.
Yeah, this is what Tundra have taken over games with. And they know when to hit these powers, but even when the beginning's been hard. This was a tough beginning. Nigma Galaxy really holding them off for the first 25 minutes. Now suddenly things are getting a little more drastic. Tundra's got these key items, and they've identified that this is their opportunity to really blow the game open in their favor.
Having these multi-BKBs is going to make this Tide's life really difficult, for sure. And we see the Razor talent, of course, being brought up there. The 21% Storm Surge move speed. Look at him. He's like almost perma-hasted in most situations. He's like 500 move speed when he's near the drums.
Yeah, and going for the Skadi himself. Brilliant.
Amazing versus gyro ranged core.
4 ranged heroes.
Yeah. 4 ranged heroes plus healing. Yep. It's going to be really effective. So really starting to find their footing. I think they still need to keep that pressure up, keep that pace going so the gyro can't sit back and get that super fast farm as we see with the Ags.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see. I mean, what will be the next time? Probably 30 seconds and they get the Eye of the Storm back on. There will be everything available from Nigma Galaxy side of things. So Tundra, they won't quite be able to make a move the same way they did just now with the timings in mind. They're still, without a doubt, very strong, especially if they can catch Nigma Galaxy split up. But as we can see, Nigma Galaxy, they're grouped up as 5 pretty much around the mid lane. They know that Tundra's starting to get a bit more feisty, and they don't want to get themselves caught out while split on the map.
But now when this starts happening, it's where you start getting heavily out-farmed on the map. We started to see it was just 2k gold lead, 3k, 4k, now it's up to 5k. Triple BKB cores on Tundra, just fully pushing inside lanes to try to catch an opportunity whenever Nigma does split up.
Dire are scanning. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And Miracle he's just gonna completely omit that BKB as well too for a long time. So he's just gonna go for trying to stand his ground and hold it. Might cost him, it feels like, because that's gonna mean that the Oracle likely just has to false promise him in most of the fights that actually turn up, which could just kill the gyrocopter.
Is under attack.
There we go, Tundra.
It pays off.
Another smoke.
They're all positioned, everyone hugging here. And Tundra likely knows this. Like, you see bottom wave is just like forced in now multiple times. You're probably expecting all of Nigma Galaxy to be playing on this top side.
A solid scan from Nigma Galaxy. We'll show them they're safe enough distance away from Tundra. You can see that a bit on their side. They'll start to split up themselves. They're able to clear out the top lane, get back to the jungle with ILTW, and have Miracle handle the mid.
Tundra's like expecting like a smoke move, it looks like. They're all just still sitting here waiting on the high ground.
I think, yeah, both teams, you know, that they are built to team fight.
Look at how they're set up. Like both teams literally just like Oracle sitting behind one, Bane sitting behind the other. Saksa will now show himself a bit top and start shoving those waves in to force a reaction. He's getting a lot of farm.
He's getting he is. He's overtaken mind control and farm. You know, this is going to be one of those cottles that next thing you know, he's got a Hex and it's 39 minutes in, you know, turning line. So Saksa is definitely want to keep your eye on him as the minutes pass.
I'm starting to feel almost like Nigma has to be the one to maybe make a move to try to shut down this Razor's farm. Because once he gets Scotty, he's the king of the
Yeah,
area.
I mean this Scotty pickup is definitely big brain here from Skeeter. It's the perfect item after BKB refresher.
And they're gonna smoke with that, trying to look for something. But it's not like they picked up anything massive in between any of these moments.
They just got to get the jump.
It just feels like they want to start to slow down the farm that's happening around the map from Tundra.
Yeah, if they can get you know, bursting Skeeter's going to be the big one. You take this Razor out of the fight, suddenly there's not really a hero that can stand toe-to-toe with the BKB Gyro, and the rest of your team has to split. So Skeeter's the big catch.
It's so much pressure on mind control, though. Playing into triple BKBs plus Refresher Razor, right? Playing into quad BKBs,
very hard.
It's he has to somehow... They have to have vision, almost, it feels like, and he has to blink right on top of them and get that Ravage connection. Otherwise, the fight's going to be pretty difficult. 3 BKB cores running into a Lesh and a Tidehunter. The Lesh's damage is going to be almost fully negated.
And it's very hard to sort of rectify the team fight if it's, you know, if it's Tundra getting a jump on them, because when you're playing these sort of Tide heroes against a BKB Refresher hero, there's no longer that, oh, his BKB's nearly running out, I'll be able to make a jump. The chances you're going to be able to sit back for 2 BKB durations until you make your move, the fight's already over. Your team's already lost the team fight, so very, very difficult to make these jumps. And
I feel like Tundra's getting this read too, right? Like Saksa, he had Blink Dagger queued up, which when I see Blink on Coddle, that means I'm gonna push the limits of
there we go.
And now he switches it, right?
Dude, he's gonna get
I think he's starting to get that read.
I feel if the game continues like this, you know, with neither team quite finding the fight, next time a team fight comes around, somebody's getting a Hex by this Coddle.
Yep. We did mention Miracle not having BKB, not even going for it. That will hurt. And they're going to smoke again. They're still going to look for something. They have an Arcane Rune on Miracle.
All right,
and they're just looking for the jump, right? Like, mind control's just waiting.
It's got to be, a lot of pressure on him.
Bloodstone done too. So that healing that we mentioned from before with Oracle ult is going to be pretty crazy.
I mean, but both ILTW and Miracle still absolutely massive. You know, the only core comparative farm on Tundra is Skeeter. We talked about the difficulty of bursting Skeeter or dealing with him with the start of the fight. It's very hard.
What was the last kill? Was it just Snaking dying earlier? I feel like it's been very quiet for some time.
Yeah, it was sort of that.
Oh, it was mind control, that's right.
It was that move when they invaded the triangle.
And I mean, look at 33 is like slowly working on Roach here.
He's kind of doing it.
Very slowly.
All right. I mean, they don't have vision around that area either, so it's slowly working here for Tundra.
They have full HP because of the Coddle blasts.
Yeah.
Constant Illuminate heals. Looks like now they're starting to get an idea of it. Also, a Satanic now finished off
here we go. They're definitely going to want to have something to say about this.
Let's see.
Roshan, pretty low.
Oh, this is going to be a wild fight. Who's going to commit?
What's the positioning like for mind control? Where's he at the moment? He's on the high ground.
It's all eyes on him, really.
RTW's going to step in. I mean, okay, Rolling Thunder out for 9. He's looking towards the back lines. BKB's out from RTW, but Skeeter's in with the link.
On him.
Refresher BKB. RTW's trying to TP out, and the false promise is there. He knows he has to bail out. Too much damage has been built up by Skeeter.
Now Miracle just
turns and runs down. Miracle just evaporates to the damage of Skeeter's Razor. That's the two of them dead. Both Miracle and GH. Tundra's able to easily step back into the pit and finish this Roshan for themselves.
Oh boy.
As you could see the difficulty for Nigma Galaxy to approach these team fights. It's just so hard for them. And Skeeter, he's just in with a BKB, Refresher, Link in the Eye of the Storm. You have your Gyro TPing out desperately, trying to survive. And then Miracle just, for all the fun that Miracle has, he didn't live for more than a few seconds there.
No, that's the Scotty pickup, right? He's so slow, like he just really can't run away or do anything. And he did have the double Link going, right? So he had plus 200 damage on this Razor, easily able to stick on targets with double Eye of the Storm. Look at how quick that shot up. It went from like a 2k gold lead to 5k to 12k in just a matter of moments. And it's the second they saw the IO, right? That's what 9, I think he saw the IO for a quick second.
He just goes on.
Full goes on to him, and then there's no way to reposition ILTW out of the fight.
Yeah.
Like even if they force that or anything, or like attempt for a relocate, it's just not possible.
And then once they're on Miracle, he just can't break away from them.
No, this is just beautiful gameplay again from Tundra, which we've been coming to expect from them. Just really knowing how to take those engagements.
Yeah, a bit of a slower start from what we've seen from them sometime, but just excellent realization of how to deal with Nigma Galaxy after Nigma Galaxy played well in the lanes.
Yeah.
You know, they knew at which point of the game they'd have the chance to really jump their lead up, and they've been doing so in a way that's leaving Nigma Galaxy with very little options on what to do in this situation. Yep. We've seen a lot of sort of grouping up from Nigma Galaxy, but you can really feel that the attempts that they've tried to make have been very much, you know, with a lot of struggles. You know, a lot of things have to fall in place quite perfectly for Nigma Galaxy to be able to take a team fight at this stage. And now, making the smoke move, they've got to hope that they find someone alone. If the whole team's there, especially with the Aegis on Skeeter, they're not going to be able to take a 5-on-5.
Who can they even go for at this point, right? It's just like the pressure is all on mind control, and even now is it going to be enough? Even if he lands the Ravage to initiate the fight, do they even have the damage to instantly kill these targets? Doesn't really feel like it. ILTW's gotten slowed down a ton on his farm.
I mean, it feels more and more that they're getting into the awkward position where maybe it's just a case of trying to very carefully farm, push out these side lanes with the Gyro, keep ILTW somewhat towards the top of the farm, and just wait for the pushes from Tundra and try and go on the defensive. It's just making moves on the map. It seems so hard with just how much focus is on mind control to get the jump. Outside of that, very easy for Tundra to just take these team fights every time.
It's difficult because, like we mentioned, this can be one thing that happens when you have IO and Oracle, right? Now it's all the emphasis is on mind control to ever get a team fight. But as for pickoffs, it's non-existent. They can't really go for pickoffs.
And now that
Tundra, they have a Hex on.
Got that Hex there, you go on Saxa.
They've got the Sanking, who's been able to make these plays on side lanes quite easily as well too. And I think they just picked up 2 other items. I think it was an AC on Skeeter and a Mage Slayer on None. So the damage we were talking about for Miracle, where he was super farmed on this last track, is now going to be significantly down.
Straight away, they're going to move in behind the tier 2 tower. They've taken out Kuroki. Nine's ready to roll up into the base, playing around underneath the tier 3s. Skeeter just runs down mind control. Mind control popped the Ravage, but he ends up dying to the Eye of the Storm from Skeeter. They have got the stun control on the Razor, but he's not even going to go down the once, as it seems. They keep him alive with the Glimmer Cape. Skeeter's able to walk back out of there.
Radiant's middle tower.
As they just walk up to the high ground, take the kills, continue with the push. Maybe even in these situations on the defensive, Nigma Galaxy are going to struggle to find some sort of semblance of team fight.
They can't even kill the Aegis. The heal from the Illuminate, the Sleep, the Glimmer. So many different ways to just keep Skeeter alive. And that's the Ravage. So now it's just getting harder and harder for Nigma.
They just got to sit back and hope it from the high ground.
Yeah. And now Ashiva's for 33, so we talk about the healing reduction.
He's ready to make the jump. He goes, 10% of Forest Strike straight away onto the 2 of them. He's taken out Kuroki. ILTW incredibly low. Skeeter's on top of him with the static link. ILTW's gone. It's just falling apart for Nigma Galaxy here. They had such an even start from the lanes, but from the mid-game onwards, it was just pure punishment here from Tundra.
And Miracle's still 5-1, and he's still unable to join into the fights. The way that Tundra is playing is just, it's flawless. It's treat to watch, really. And look like they're toying with their food almost a bit here. I mean, it doesn't feel like Nigma can do anything now.
No, they're running out of options. I mean, you said it from the draft that the Razor would have a lot of potential. I think Skeeter's pushed it to the max here. It's just, his play. BKB refresh caused nothing too crazy, but the follow-up, the Scard into the AC, absolutely bang on here from Skeeter.
Yeah, even though the lane wasn't as... I thought it was going to go even more handed for the Razor. I thought he was going to get stunted a bit because of that. Nope, didn't matter. He was able to just farm jungle. They split push side lanes, made sure that he got to this point where he's now just unkillable.
It's just impossible to deal with.
Yep.
Up for the high ground, nice. He's making the jump. They're still down 2 heroes, of course, on Nigma Galaxy. Whoa. Quick save then, a good job as well. Otherwise, they may have both died. 33, nearly able to get the angle on both with the Burrow Strike.
Skeeter was being very careful. He still had like 8 seconds left on his BKB. Didn't want to commit into the double splitter, so covering. So
I mean,
they played it careful.
It's getting into comfort territory here now for Tundra.
Yep.
They don't need to push this or do anything drastic. They are a considerable amount ahead of Nigma Galaxy. Nearly 20k advantage.
And they can just keep all the lanes shoved in, as we mentioned multiple times. That's kind of what their draft was about, is just making sure that Nigma can never go out and find these big fights, because all the lanes are pushing in constantly.
For the effort.
Radiant are scanning.
And it's just going to get, like we said, worse and worse, as now the recall is about to be picked up for Saksa too. He prioritized his items first before going for it, but he's going to have that shard on the Coddle too, so he's going to be able to bring teammates around left and right. As we see, yeah, 33 just pushing up top, and quick pause.
And what do we have here? So yeah, ILTW, next item he's got queued up is the Refresher.
Okay.
But the struggle is that, honestly, even with the Refresher, I feel like double
the damage?
BKB Satanic, is he even still going to live? This Razor's still going to link him. You know, obviously, granted, there's not really much that he can build that's going to save him against what Skeeter's doing at the moment. But it definitely feels like, yeah, if he does go for the Refresher, even when that's there, I don't see the outcome of these fights changing much at all.
This play I'm actually shocked by that they went for. Like 33 and Saksa were by themselves, and then Skeeter
He's just able to walk in?
Yeah. Like that takes a lot of confidence. And I guess they did see the Lesh top.
Yeah.
And we are going to see Miracle. He's going to go for BKB. It feels like he just needs it, right? He just needs to be able to jump in and just start doing damage and hope for the best.
He's got to survive. You know, he's had good farm, but the presence in the team fight, it's just not quite been there.
No.
Sure, they've got 2 supports that can save, but as we're seeing now, you know, ILTW's been the priority.
Yeah.
You know, both supports are having to look towards their gyro. They're not getting the chance to be able to try and save both cores.
And more, the Lesh just starts to feel addressed. There's now bottom, my control.
He's been caught. Bean's grip there to cancel the TP. He's gone out for 70.
Oh my god.
Same to be said for Kuroki. I mean, they're both dead. No buybacks on either of these heroes. A little short on the goal. 300 short on the tide.
Skeeter is up. That's an absolute menace. 11, 1, and 5. Flawless performance from the Razor. LTW gets the deny. They can't do much with it. They just have to watch their buildings die.
I mean, this game turned up in
real quick.
Yeah, real quick. You know, it was sort of what, like 8 to 8, like 20 minutes in or something. It was nice and peaceful, and then suddenly Tundra was like, right, this is the point where we're going to really start to win the game, and they've never looked back. And Nigma Galaxy, they just weren't ready for it. Tundra stepped it up at a point where Nigma Galaxy had no answers. Miracle steps up, he's going to get caught by the Hex. They're onto straight away. He's dead. He's just dead.
He just spent that. That's all his gold he spent for that BKB. And he's gone. They might call it pretty soon here. I mean, 9 did itemize perfectly as well too. Didn't even get to touch too much on it, but Bloodthorn even finds himself a Witchbane. Best item you can find in the game versus Leshrac because of that magical damage that you do based off of mana with Swashbuckle.
Well, on the plus side, if he hit it, it probably wouldn't have gone great anyway. So, you know, happens. I mean, we're probably seeing the G's come up pretty soon. As Tundra just playing around with Nigma Galaxy beyond the tier 3s. They can take the base, as they will. As Tundra, they might have gone easy on them on the laning stage, but make no doubt about it, this is still Tundra. Very much at the top of their form that we've seen in other series here. This second half of the game, it's just been a complete stomp.
They just understand this macro game. After laning phase, like everyone, it was like no fuss, not everybody like panicking, nothing like that. They were just farming, finishing up with 1 or 2 of these items, get that BKB, and then boom, explosive game go. And yeah, since then it's been Nigma Galaxy just kind of watching, unable to do much of anything.
Well, they'll give it one final shot at Nigma Galaxy.
That's the Refresher BKB. And that's it.
Dude, why does this IO look so cool?
He's got the buff.
Dude, I mean, at least they're going out in style. GH is like sort of sailing across some sort of black hole to some multiverse. Very cool.
But the gyro's enfeebled, so he's not really getting that much healing
I mean,
at all.
he's just straight dead out to W.
I mean, enfeebled, Shiva, Scotty, like there's no healing coming out onto anybody.
They're really giving it all in Nigma Galaxy to try one final defense. Miracle Bloodstone Heal won't keep him alive. He goes down. It's going to be a lot of damage. Ready to blow up GH as the false promise comes to an end. Triple kill for Skeeter. The H is exposed. They'll get the team wipe to clean things up. GG indeed. 42 minutes here. Tundra. Oh, wow. I mean, it's a fantastic, flawless Dota, really. From that moment when they get into the triangle, punish that little bit of a cooldown discrepancy that Nigma Galaxy are going on with the BKBs, the Aegis, the relocate. And then it really seemed from that point onwards, Nigma Galaxy couldn't do anything. Tundra just relentless with their moves and completely flawless with their plays.
Yeah, so much pressure on my control, right? To deliver and